Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my video. So we are doing another situation that I had with um, the Highlander. It's a funny thing. So I had this on, and I was working on my other car because I was using the battery on this car as for my 12 volt jack, and I was using the jack for like 5 minutes, came back and the car's off. This car, the Highlander's off. I'm like, what the? So it's got low battery traction, VCS system, all that stuff. All right, like I did a couple of videos in the VCS system. If you guys have that that message come up, I'll tell you what. It's because you guys don't. It's because you guys don't drive your car enough, your hybrid enough. That's the only reason why it comes up, because it's telling you that the battery is low. I think with these cars, if you don't drive it a certain amount, if the hybrid battery doesn't get charged up a certain amount, that message comes up. So all you gotta do is just turn it on. Even with the message on, you could actually delete it by taking the cable off the battery and then putting it back on, and then you drive for like an hour or something like that, and I promise you that message will be off for the most part, if that's what your issue is. But anyway, back to what this situation is. Lately I've been noticing that my shifter was feeling kind of weird. The shifter is feeling kind of weird. So when the VSC system, check VSC system and the traction battery came up, I was like, this car's a goner. The battery on this truck is a goner. That's what I was saying. I was saying the battery on this truck is a goner. That was what was going through my head. Okay, maybe the VSC system is telling me that my battery's bad, and then even though I drove it for like an hour or something like that, I've been driving this car pretty frequently as of late. But I was thinking to myself, maybe the battery's done. This is a 2008. I don't know if the battery was ever replaced. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I mean, they took care of this car fairly well when I bought it, so there's a chance that it might have been replaced. I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyway, after putting all I was bummed out by this because when I was putting the rotors on my other car, I was bummed out, and I was thinking to myself, okay, I gotta shell out maybe $1,000, at the very least $1,000. I gotta shell out on this truck, and I was like, okay, maybe I could figure something out. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's a slim chance that it's not the battery that's the problem. Maybe it's something else. So anyway, I put the battery pack on it. Was able to get it to, put the battery pack on it. Was not able to get it to start. But I was looking around, and I didn't notice that the P wasn't lit up. It was on park here, but the P wasn't lit up. All right, and this happens frequent enough. I had a 2010 Highlander hybrid. This happened frequent enough where it might treat, if it's not in park, it's not going to be on, it's not going to be charging. If you have it in park, you had it on park, but for whatever reason the shifter is telling your car that it's not in park, it's going to shut off. Even if it was on before, it's going to shut off. If it's not in park, it's got to be on run, neutral, or drive. Now, if it's not on run, neutral, or drive, sometimes you'll have it in park here. But for whatever, this is the first time it's ever happened where I had it in park, and then for whatever reason it got off park. It wasn't a run. It wasn't in any of the other gears. So the car read it that it wasn't in park, so it shut off, and that's what happened. So I in my head I was so you guys can see the battery's charging up right now. So the battery is still pretty decent. Battery is still pretty decent, but I'm getting around 13, which is pretty awful. But that's what it says. I think I'm getting more than 13 miles per gallon, but that's what it says. Anyway, what am I saying? So basically, I got it to turn on, and the way I got it to turn on was, if you guys are in this situation, and you know, I every time I would push it up, the P would light up. You know, when I let it go, the P would disappear. It wouldn't light up. So what I did was, I had one hand on the shifter, pushed it up, and then I started normally, and it started up. Now, now when I had it in park after it was start up, I took my hand off the park, and then it died out because the P wasn't illuminated. So basically, I'm in drive right now. The shifter needs to be changed out. I do have another shifter that I had from the previous Highlander. I actually bought. I thought it was a shifter that was a problem from the previous Highlander. I did a couple of videos on swapping it out. I'm gonna have to swap it out. I'm gonna have to swap this out because it felt weird to me. It felt weird to me. The shifter has been feeling really, really strange to me lately. I don't know what the deal is. I kind of know because I've had 2010 previous to this. So I kind of know that the shifter is kind of funky sometimes. I did videos on the shifter being weird. It just sometimes it just has a weird feel to it, and I don't. It's not mechanical in there's no motor in it. I don't think that connects it to the car. It's you gotta shift it up and down and stuff like that. There is a well, I don't know whether there's a motor to it, but to be honest with you, I've had many situations where my car, like the Highlander, I guess I could just say hybrid, Toyota hybrids, where it wouldn't start, and it just worried the hell out of me. But a lot of times it's not in park. That's the situation. So it's not in park. I'll have to move it up, like I'll have to push it up to get it in park. And once you get it in park, you'll be able to start up, and as long as you're on any other gear, as long as one of these reverse neutral drive lights up, you're good. If this is in park and none of these light up, you got to get it in park. You got to get it in park somehow. All right. Now, I've had these situations where I've had to just push it, just boom, boom, go around it, just do it a couple of times because the shifter's bad. And eventually I was able to get it, I'll have I was able to get it to shift the park eventually. That's what I had the situation with my other truck. Regardless, I'm glad I actually, I gotta tell you something, guys. With these hybrids, when these situations happen where you get a message that says take it to the dealer, this, that, it gets really, if you don't know anything about hybrids, it's a worrisome thing. Obviously, it's a worrisome thing because, you're thinking, there's something wrong with the car. I'm going to have to shell a lot of money. These are thoughts that go into your head. Obviously, these are thoughts that have gone into my head. Right? So, it's funny how I've had these, for the last 3 years, I've driven I own a hybrid, and those things are a bigger, it plays more in your head than what the real fix is. What I'm saying is, it really doesn't take much to cause a message like that to come up. It doesn't take much for all the lights to light up. It doesn't take much, and then once that happens, you're saying to yourself, what could it be? What could it be? Maybe it's the battery, which is the main thing that comes up with people's heads. Oh, it's the battery. It's anywhere from, if you get it real cheap, it might be $1,000, but it could run anywhere close as much as $5,000. And that's a real issue with some people where, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to see if I need to dump this car, etc., because of the amount of money you're thinking you need to put in to fix it. And from my own experience, it's always been the little things that caused it. And once, a lot of times, it actually sorts itself out. I'm not going to tell you what sorts itself out, but if you can figure out the little things that's causing it, um, you know, you can save yourself a lot of worry. Is what I'm saying. It doesn't really take much to set off these messages that all these lights in the dash, and all of a sudden you're worried that the whole entire, you know, you know, you might not have you might not have your car for a while, or it's going to be very expensive. You might not, you might not want to. You might want to sell it for real cheap or whatever. It's done in, etc., etc. It's the battery. A lot of people. That's the first thing that comes up. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you guys know what I mean. And from my own experience, it's always been the smallest thing. It's always been the smallest thing. It's never been the battery. It's never been, it's never been anything major. All right, once you solve, this is like a $40 part. So like I said, if you guys have a hybrid, and you guys run into these situations, and you guys are worried that it's the battery, etc., etc. Because I was looking, I was in my head, I was running around how to work it where I won't have this car to drive for a while. I won't have, the batteries. I'm gonna have to find somebody to change out the battery, etc. I was actually having those thoughts in my mind. Those thoughts were going through my head. Those thoughts were going through my head. And once I figure out, what the issue is, I was telling myself it's not a big deal. It's a small component. It's just the shifter that's the issue, and it's a $40 part. If I need to swap it out, if not, I could just drive it, use it normally. Even if I have to shift this up to get to work to wait, even if I had to order this, I'd have to, not a big deal. It's not really a big deal. It's not $1,000 fix. It's not one of those things that I got to worry about at this point. I went from absolutely gloom and doom with this truck for the last 2 hours to, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, and it isn't a big deal. It's charging. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's not the battery. You can see that it's up to 3 bars right now. So if you guys are in this situation and you guys are trying to troubleshoot, definitely troubleshoot the hell out of whatever the situation is, and definitely look at the whether it's in park if you guys have that situation come up, and it might just save you. It might just save you a ton of money. I'll tell you this. These dealerships, these places that swap out the batteries, the shops, they don't care what your situation is. They don't care if it's a small situation. They don't care if after you drive it there and they find out what the situation is. They'll make sure they'll give you the worst prognosis possible. And from that end, you're gonna pay out a ton of money for something that maybe could have cost you like $40, or maybe not cost you anything at all, if you figure out what the problem is. So I just want to throw that out there. If you guys have any comments, please leave a comment in the comment section. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. All that good stuff, right, guys? Take care.